Rolling. Just thinking about all the fun and life-changing things that we're going to be doing and involved in, knowing that at the end of 3 days we will change lives and we will create memories that will last a lifetime. And it's pretty darn cool to know that in less than 12 hours we will have 400 kids here at camp to have a great time. I've been doing this 16 years, and this is camp number 29 or 30. So I already know that everything will be great because I have the world's best team. We have a great team of leaders, a great team of speakers. The camp is a beautiful facility. It's my second home on earth. I absolutely love it. The people that work there are amazing. So I'm just excited to get out of the norm of work and life, come up here and be surrounded by good friends and good people. That's motion.
The Rotary Youth Leadership Awards is a program run across the country and across the world. By Rotary International, it's a program for 18 to 30 years old to learn lessons of leadership and of life. Here in Southern California, in District 5330, it takes on its own special meaning. RYLA, a program full of passion and compassion. A program where they teach one of the best ways to make a difference and connect with the world is by making a difference and connecting with yourself.
Why am I on camera?
We're getting you know, co-program leader. Oh. Wait, do that again. Do that again. Give me your dance move.
I was showing you. Stop videoing me. All the years, I keep it on one. We want to get in, quickly sit down, and quickly get the process started. So that way you know exactly where you're going. You don't have to look for where you're sitting in the dining hall. Okay? Any questions about that?
The 30-minute blast in the schedule between 8:30 and 9, are we going to be able to go to our cabins and just put a sleeping bag on our bed before this?
So I would recommend anyone who's staying in Ponderosa to put your stuff in your cars and come back and get it at the 4:20 time frame that we have. The reason why we have the 4 o'clock time frame for luggage and everything is because we will not have time to go to our cabins until that point of the day. Okay? Otherwise, you will not have a chance to go to your car. You will not have a chance to come back down here.
Whoop, whoop. Are you ready to RYLA?
Oh, heck yes. Reminds me of when I was a kid and coming up here myself and just not really knowing what I am going into today. I've been here for 5 years, but every experience is different and just it's always something new, and I'm always learning and growing every single time I come. I'm just gonna be this ball of happiness and fun, and especially right now on this for the start of this and making sure all these kids come in with a smile on everything. I'm just getting ready to be that happy person that invites them and gives them a warm welcome into this.
You ready to rock? Woo-hoo! Are you excited? Yes! I like that.
You're all checked in. Thank you.
Oh, we're filming. Fantastic.
I can't throw. I can throw.
Seeing the looks on their faces when they first get off, and it's the whole gamut from what did I get myself into to oh my gosh, I can't believe it, this is awesome. So just watching all the faces and see how they relate to it, and then knowing kind of what's on the other side, and then seeing that at the other end.
And clap once, clap twice, clap 3 times.
And what we're going to do is this. We want to break through the ice and the awkwardness as quickly as possible. So here's the thing. All that weirdness is what we call ice. And what that ice does is it creates barriers. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to ask you to do like all kinds of crazy and different things. Don't stop, don't think, just play along. How many of you are cool with that and you'll be friendly?
Mix it up, mix it up, mix it up, mix it up.
This camp, these people, this Rotary District, this team, it stirs something up inside me that's beautiful. Something about it speaks to my purpose and to my heart.
Mix it up, mix it up, stop!
My role is to give students great messages and great stories and great activities to help them feel their best.
Smile at this person and say, hello. Hi. Take 1 step forward. Smile at this person and say, aloha.
Aloha. I believe they already have power. They already have knowledge. If they can just clear away all the stuff that doesn't belong there, what's left is someone who is really set up for success. And so I want them excited about themselves, feeling more confident, but also knowing that they have the potential to make impact for others. That's the real goal of this camp. It's not to change the lives of 300 kids, but to create 300 leaders who can change the lives of the masses. It's a life-changing weekend for everyone who is a part of it, adults and students included. But it's a great place to send an 11th grader to help them see how strong and powerful they really are. I have other jobs that feed my family. This job feeds my soul. What are you most excited about?
Let's see, meeting my peeps, meeting the participants in my group, and getting to know them and how they are as a group, but also individually.
Here I am, feels good.
This is one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities that you don't get to come back to. So thank you for showing up and thank you for being a part of our amazing program. We're very happy to have you here, and we know that we are going to have an amazing weekend together. It's going to be life-changing. We're going to check back in with you on Sunday, and we're going to find out if everything is still the same, because I guarantee you, everything is not.
We in the kitchen, what? Eating food, what? Hamburgers too, what? Go off. I need a beat, give me a beat. Hit the beat, boom, clap. Bound in my heart, the beat goes on. Na 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 na.
And say, I hope you're able to go there sometime. This is super important.
People ask me all the time, what is RYLA? I say it's a leadership camp for 11th graders. It looks really good on your college application, and you should really look into going to it if you want to become a better leader and know what's going on around you. I have kids, and what we do with our kids, it really makes a difference. The speaking, the activities that we do, the leadership skills that they get, it all comes together in the end. They're happy. They always go back and say, I'm going to bring all this to my school. I'm going to change, which is what we want. We want them to do that.
Yeah, you can fit way more than one person on this block.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's hard.
Hippie hop off class. And then once we get to the end, we just go across. And then we just go one by one. We have to hold hands though, right? If you're in it.
She said no?
She said we couldn't do it, no.
Even if you hold hands?
Yeah.
She can
What's going on right now?
Well, we lost a lot, and then they stepped on one of the alumni's hands, and she got mad.
But like, yeah, what is like what kind of activities are these? Like, what's happening? What are you
So we're doing the boardwalk right now. You basically have to get across the end of this, at the end of this whatever maze they made, and we have 8 people, and we only have 5 blocks.
So they're problem solving.
We're problem solving.
You gotta tack it down, yeah. No, I think we should check on the regulations of this one.
Easier said than done, okay?
I'm just supporting my team right now. I'm just trying to get them, I'm just trying to help them strategize, and I'm letting them take the lead, obviously, but I'm just giving them little tips and tricks. I'm just cheering them on, telling them that they can do it, because sometimes you get discouraged. They've been they kind of had to go back a few times, so I'm like, hey, don't give up, you don't normally give up. You guys can make it to the end, so I'm going for it.
You were doing so good. What do you guys think that your teams could have done better in order to win faster, or
Humble.
being humble, not just having an ego about your performance?
They consider it a leadership camp, but I consider it more life skills. It's just giving them tips and tricks and life skills that I think are helpful not only to them as juniors, but it's helpful to anybody, of any age.
Saw a lot of people throwing cones, especially on one certain team.
Can't be honest.
Saw a little bit of rivalry going on.
It's our choice to focus on the kids. It's our choice to focus on the future, and we think that this is life-changing, and so that's why we give of our time and we give of our money to do it. My job, and the reason I feel that I was put here, is to be able to change people's lives and to give back to other people. And so through service, they always say you get more than you give, right? And so we're giving of our time, we're nurturing these leaders, and to watch these kids, we'll stay in contact with these alumni for a very long time, if not forever. So we see them get married, we see them have kids, we see them grow. They'll say, hey, we went on a job interview and we got the job based on having to interview to be an alumni, having to go through the training, learning to look somebody in the eye, learning to shake their hand, and learning how to have the confidence to lead even though we may be scared or we may be nervous.
All right, this is a very team-based activity.
We are blessed with this opportunity to change lives. They feed off of the same emotions that, based on what the kids are giving in the camp. So they also change, and it is, we get really close to them.
We've been training with them since September. So we've been training for the last 6 or 7 months with them. Once a month, they commit a Saturday once a month to training to put this camp on for these kids. And just to watch them grow during that training is awesome, but then to watch them flourish when they're at camp and they're actually able to be with the kids and to lead these kids is just awesome.
Remember that just because the pressure is happening doesn't mean that you can't get through those obstacles and you can't go through the finish line like most of you guys did. That's part of the game. That's part of the game.
It shows to me how much it touches their lives. for them to realize and to say, I'm going to give of my time, and some of them aren't even Rotarians. They're busy going to school, they're busy doing other things, but this is important to them.
That connection forever exists. I can run into them in town and they will go. My kids used to like, Mom, these kids are running across the football field to come and say hi to you. Like, what is this all about? And those connections are forever. These kids are our future. And, you know, we live in a crazy world. And so if we can impact them, then they can help make the future better.
They know how much it changed their lives. Some of them have had brothers and sisters that have gone through the program. It's seen them change their lives. And so they want to give back and be that change, which I just think is awesome.
Based in fact, it's a real problem. Find out how other people have overcome that problem and do what they did. But if it's just based in feelings, the perception is like you're like that one student who is right dead center, right?
It is an experience for juniors in high school to come and learn about themselves, learn about the people around them, and learn about what type of person they want to be, just in their own lives, but how to set goals and how to be a good friend, how to be a compassionate listener, and so many other things that are intangible that we teach here.
I got to see what I call the RYLA magic, and it's the kids come up on Friday and they're nervous and they're scared and some of them have no desire to even be here. And by Sunday, they're friends with everyone in camp, they don't want to go home, and they're having an amazing time. And so watching that transformation between these kids is amazing. I've always wanted to make the world a better place, and this is my little tiny way of doing that. There's 300 kids up here. If we change the life of one of those kids, or we help them out of a situation that they're in, or help make them become the person that they're destined to be, I feel like I did my job.
I don't like being on camera, dude. My goal in life is to help my kids because I don't have kids. Janet and I got married late in life. But anyway, I want to make sure that I can, in my own way, get them on the straight and narrow.
I would feel successful if they went home proud of themselves and what they've accomplished in their lives up to this point, and excited about what they can do going forward.
Seeing that them want to be better people and seeing them being better people in the world, that's why. Yeah.
They're going to go to your fourth activity. Everyone knows where they're going? All right, have fun!
We're really just teaching them how to be good people and how to be leaders by being a good person. And then our goal is to send them back after we provide them with these lessons to go out into their community and to impact their community in the way that we as Rotarians hope to impact our communities. The organic coming together is just amazing.
The energy and excitement, you have to feel it and experience it to understand it. Giving those kids that opportunity, that place to get safe, and to turn their lives around and go a different direction, and for the kids that it wasn't a direction change, it was just an eye-opening moment. And then they went on to go drive just awesome things on their campuses. Like, that's what I'm proudest of. More than anything, this camp is Rotary in its truest form. People of action coming together, putting service above self, and we leave the politics at the door.
1, 2, 3, right! 1, 2, 3, left!
And we work to build leaders.
We all do this because we're passionate about serving, and we want to impact these students so that they have a better experience for them individually, but then we want them to be ignited with their own passion, their own why, and for them to go out and model that why and serve their purpose.
So much of leadership starts with yourself. Starts with being able to see past your own biases, being able to appreciate who other people are and how you support other people. And this camp helps drive that.
What I'm about to tell you is true and real. It all happened. One time, now this is less cool, and now I feel less cool sharing it, but one time I put shaving cream in my sister's shampoo. Oh, right? Yeah, that sounds cooler than it is because nothing happened. She didn't even notice.
I feel so grateful. So grateful. Every year I'm reminded that this is my favorite thing that I do every year, and I'm so unbelievably happy that I get to be a part of it.
3 days, guys. 3 days at RYLA, and I made better friends than I had in 3 years in high school.
I think the main purpose is just connecting with the kids, really giving them a sense that they're not alone, and hoping that somewhere in my story it resonates with them, and let them know that they're not the only person in the world that's feeling what they're feeling or going through what they're going through.
This is a place where we have staff members checking in with us, asking how we're feeling, where we're supporting each other, where we're getting up on stage like last night in the Culture Walk and sharing these things and finding out that we're not alone.
There's just an energy there that's hard to explain. It's this energy of excitement to be who they are, excitement to like learn that who they are is okay, almost. It's like they show up one way and then they leave just being who they were all along, but loving that more. And so it makes me kind of love like who I am more.
We have our own journeys that we're on. But the point and the hope is that we keep going, we keep trying.
Overall, it feels like a really special place to get to be. I think it's really cool that each camp, people are talking about trying to make it better. They're trying to make it better, not just in like a better camp, but like as things become more prevalent in the world, they are constantly trying to make it more inclusive and trying to make it better. And it's like, it's not a group of people that are set in their ways and like, this is the way it was when I was a kid, and so this is how these kids are gonna be. Like, they're constantly listening and learning from the kids and responding from there and just wanting to make it better.
It's never been about becoming some version of yourself, becoming something. But it's been about unbecoming who the world has told you to be.
Funny photo for this one. 3, 2, 1. 2 more. 3, 2, 1. Good, perfect. Thank you. Awesome, thanks. Thank you, guys. Very good.
Hold on, wait. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Good.
I was always an introverted kid. I was always the black sheep. You know, I grew up with just a single mother in Orange County, and when we moved to Lake Elsinore, it was a new beginning for me. And RYLA was one of those experiences that was just life-changing. It broke me out of my skin, or broke me out of my shell, I guess would be the better way to explain it. Being able to meet the people, being able to go through that culture walk where you realize no matter where you're from, what your background is, how much money your parents made, you all bleed the same, and you all go through similar things, and you become more humble about it. And at the end of the day, it really showed me that, you know, there's something to aspire to.
Why did you duck? Is that on camera?
You are, I'm not. I saw you and I was like, I'm hiding behind you. Thank you. You saved my life.
It was such an incredible feeling. It's such an eye-opener. Because, again, growing up, it was just my mother and I. We used to fight our own battles. We used to do our own things. But then I realized after RYLA, it was like, there's so many more people that are in similar conditions or even worse conditions. And there's only one thing that we could do is to help others.
Good. Awesome. 2 more times. 3, 2, 1. And then funny photo. Perfect, perfect.
The funny part is I went to my RYLA interview, or my alumni interview, and I actually helped the person before and after me. So we were all getting interviewed in a room, and so I helped the person before and helped the person after, but I was never selected as an alumni. So it was funny because I knew Dory, and she was the one that ran RYLA back in the day. She called me up, and she actually told me that I didn't make it, and I was heartbroken. And I talked to Mike. You know, Mike is actually the camp director here at this camp. And I asked him, like, hey, you know, what could I do? It sucks, ultimately. And he's like, keep your head up. You got this. You know, this door may close, but don't worry, another one will open. And sure enough, that is how it was actually an inspiration for me to open up and start our own Interact Club because of that, right? It was like, you know what? I don't have to be an alumni to make a difference in the world. Let's start that Interact Club up, and let's get running. And it was crazy because we didn't think it was going to be such a huge hit, but we had over 100 members at one point at the club, and we did everything from donate clothes to local shelters that needed them for job. You know, if you were going to get your first job and you didn't have any nice clothes, there would be a library for you to rent clothes from, essentially, to even donating toys and crayons and paper and school supplies to a local club down in Mexico. So, you know, it was really cool and a really great experience. So people ask me all the time, like, were you an alumni? I'm like, no. Why are you on staff? And they're like, you know what? It's persistence and motivation and the willingness to do whatever it takes to get back on your feet and soar up to your next high.
I don't know what they're saying. SZA. Well, SZA later. I'm sorry.
And the best part is that there's no judgment of where you work, your age, your skin color, your religion. None of that matters when you're Rotary. I think that's ultimately the best part about joining this club and joining Rotary in general. It's not about the money. It's not about doing nothing. It's about doing something that you love, and with the people that you enjoy doing it with is what makes the experience happy. Every time I go to camp, I see a little bit of myself in some of these kids. And I remember that I was them at one point, and I was scared, and I was frightened, and I was nervous. And by having the alumni, and by having the RYLA staff, and by having the speakers, it really breaks these people out of their shell. And I hope that we could save one of these kids. And by just saving one, it makes this entire program worth it. We're all human. We have vulnerabilities. We're willing to express them. And by you opening up, or us, or them, opening up during this camp, creates that bond that you just can't shake up.
Are you recording it? RYLA is the life away from life. It's kind of where you go to reevaluate what you have been stressing about, what you haven't been stressing about, what your trajectory looks like in your life outside of the mountain. It really just gives you an elevated sense of perspective, and it's kind of, you know, metaphoric because you're on a mountain and you're kind of overlooking the counties below where your life actually happens. So it offers you a chance to kind of look down on your life and see what you're satisfied with, what you're not, if you're going in a direction of your choice. If not, how can you course correct and go in a route that, you know, satisfies you and, you know, makes your dreams happen. The DGLs that have come before me, they've always been people who are very excited to be there. They're adults, right? So they're a little bit weathered in terms of, like, they're in their careers, they have been through more things, but they maintain this optimism that is just infectious. This was just a really nice reminder that, like, everybody moves at their own pace, everybody does their own thing at their own time, and just because, like, the expectations of the real world, like, the deadlines are cut a little bit more closely when you're, you know, getting older and older, but don't let those deadlines scare you. Like, it's just a part of life. Offering them advice about the real world, you know, graduating high school and going into college and pursuing your passions, like, I was able to kind of offer my trials and tribulations as well as my successes. My kids taught me a lot more than I feel like I taught them. They really, like, going into this camp, again, I had like some flat tires, I had a lot of midterms, I had a lot of like surrounding stress and just things that didn't seem to be working out as well as I thought they would. And then going into this and, you know, seeing how they looked out on the world and what their outlooks looked like, their experiences with things, it just motivated me to live my life a little bit different.
It's not about the destination.
It's about the journey.
It's about the journey.
That's actually funny.
Thank you.
I think Mike's done a really good job of hand selecting his team.
Mike is very good at making you want to do well for the good of the camp.
Mike and I have become very close friends. Half the reason I enjoy coming is just for our banter, to be able to hang out. Mike is a very down-to-earth guy. He's very straightforward. I think he's a great leader. He's a great organizer. I think he's great with both the hard skills and the soft skills. And so I really just enjoy hanging out with him. My plan is to continue coming as long as he'll have me and as long as he's doing it, because I really enjoy that. And I think the camp is really, really lucky to have him as the guy.
Mike has built an amazing organization. He's brought us all together as a team, and it's always interesting because I don't understand where that leadership comes from, but it is, as someone that's been on staff for a very long time, we all follow our roles. We've had emergencies up here, and we just jive.
What makes it special is our bond, and there's no way to describe that. I love these people, and I honestly see them maybe 3 times a year, maybe 5 times a year. But every time you see them, you pick it right back up where you were. It's completely comfortable. You can tell them anything. It's kind of like making friends at RYLA. It's the RYLA magic. It just worked on us adults too.
We all get along. We all work extremely well together. We goof off together, give each other a hard time. But I love this team.
It's always an adventure, but it always feels great because we jive together, but then we also joke together, and it's our mini coming together and being with family. So these students that we bring up, they build those relationships and then they go back down the hill. But every time we hold RYLA, it's that rebonding of our families.
Mike puts a lot of trust in our entire team. More so to a point that whenever we're at camp, everyone knows what to do. No one questions about the things that we do or the titles that we have, because ultimately we're all here to help each other and make things work.
We have a really phenomenal team, and we all work together. We all have our jobs, and we do our thing. And I appreciate Mike's trust in me and with the alumni. He doesn't ever tell me what to do or not to do, and lets us handle that portion of it.
We get people from all over that come here, and they say how much we are vibing and how well lubed we are as a team. And it's probably because we're all really good friends, and we all hang out outside of this, and we all respect each other, and we all have our own lane that we stay in. I don't go in anybody else's lane. I just do what I have to do, and I know what I have to do. But the leadership, Mike, we have to respect the guy who's in charge first, or female who's in charge. And then you have to want to do good for your leader, and then you perform.
Mike is a leader that lets you lead your own position. And so he's not micromanaging you. And if you have a problem or you have a question, you can always run things by him. Earlier today I had a problem and I ran it by him. And his take on it was different than my take, but his take made sense. And so that's the route we went. but he doesn't micromanage. So Michelle and I are in charge of our alumni. He doesn't come to our trainings. He doesn't tell us what to do. We run the program by him and make sure we're doing what needs to be done, but he lets us do our own thing. Everybody has their role, and they do their role, and they do it well, and so it runs like a pretty well-oiled machine.
Every one of us is flexible, and we all come in with a servant's heart and knowing that we're going to be flexible, and we are all there to fill shoes.
It's not just do your job, but it's also be willing to step up and help others, but also be willing to accept help.
They're really not doing it for themselves. They're doing it to give back to the district, to make a difference for these kids. And it's a real high level of thinking, and therefore an incredibly talented and efficient team of people.
I think we all see the big picture, the Sunday picture. I call it the Sunday picture, like what are we working for? We're working for, at the end on Sunday, seeing them change and leave and be different. That's what we're seeing them. That's what we're striving for.
We're also the type of camp that always sets the bar to new heights. We never think this is just good enough. Every year we want to change it up. So with new speakers and introducing new topics and new ideas, just to see if they work. And sometimes they don't, and sometimes they do, right? But at the end of the day, we as a staff are willing to do whatever it takes to stay relevant to these kids.
I realize we're all volunteers, but we all we meet offline, and Matt and I talk quite frequently. You know, we see each other obviously every month to try to get this together and give input, like how we could change it and how we can make it better, and what did we learn from the last camp, and how do we, do better for the next one and continue to improve it.
Us being able to stay ahead of that curve by just trying things out and being fluid and flexible with all the things that go on within camp make this an amazing experience.
RYLA, staying alive, staying alive, staying alive, BGs!
How are you liking RYLA so far?
It's very nice.
What's your favorite part?
Ooh, I don't know. I like hanging out with everyone.
What's the biggest lesson you learned so far?
Probably face your fears and get along with everyone. Don't judge people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you like your group?
We're very nice. We have nicknames for each other, even our DGL.
What's your nickname?
My nickname's Drama Queen.
And what is, are you full drama then? And what is your DGL's nickname?
We call him Elton Jim because his name's Jim, and we're part of Elton John's group.
That's funny.
They generally come up almost like one person, and by the time they get on the bus on Sunday, they've evolved into another person.
Okay, guys, you can totally stand like that the whole time if you want. Or you can say, okay,
your handshake?
stand like that, or stay right where you are. Yeah, you want to do your handshake, go.
A lot of the kids, when they get off the bus, they have, straight faces. Some of them look like they don't want to be there. A little bit of course, I'm sure they're tired from riding on the bus. But after the culture walk and some of the activities and the discussions, you can just see the change in their face, and a lot of them are smiling more. They're wanting to come in and give hugs. The bonding between the groups is just amazing to watch. And by later today, when they go to get on the bus, they'll be crying and not wanting to go home, and it just really provides a safe place for them to be who they really are and who they want to be without the pressures of high school.
You'll see RYLA in a different way. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here.
Well, they're already thinking we're weird because we're driving around the airport right now with a light in my face. And people are staring at me like, what's going on? Is there an episode of Cops going on here in the Ontario airport?
Why am I interviewing you in your car instead of at the camp? Interview me anytime tomorrow, and then you got busy apparently. You have
Because I'm elusive. You have to catch up to me. Mike is avoiding the camera because I'm a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. I'm trying to drive.
Drive the lessons into the participants' minds. Is what you mean? There it is. Got it on camera. All right, Mike. How would you, describe RYLA to someone, your elevator pitch, if they saw your shirt and said, "What's RYLA?"
RYLA is a 3-day transformative experience where we change lives. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you to go, be included, be seen, be loved, be surrounded by people who understand who and where and what you are, and it gives you an opportunity to experience life, even if for the briefest of moments, in a way that is magical, that most of us never get to experience in a lifetime. And the different people that are there, the different walks of life, where they come from, the different socioeconomic places that everyone comes from, all of that doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that we're people and that we are all in this together. And this is the first time many of these teenagers will ever experience unity and love and compassion and empathy all in the same place, where they don't have to pretend to be someone or something else, and they have no one to answer to except for themselves. The very first time I went to a Rotary meeting was the day that Rotarians and students came back to the Rotary Club of Lake Elsinore and described this experience, because others were doing it before me. And I recall being a 22 or 23-year-old visitor of Rotary and seeing what was going on, and I walked up to the president of the club, who happened to be the city manager in our city, and I introduced myself and I said, thanks for letting me be a guest of your Rotary Club. How do I go to this camp? How do I become a part of this? And he said, well, you got to wait 364 more days for it to come back, but if you join the Rotary Club and you're willing to become a volunteer, you can. And I did. And that very first year I was blown away by everything that I experienced, and I just knew that this was something that I was going to do for the rest of my life. But I've had the distinct honor and pleasure to serve and work alongside salt of the earth type of people, from our speakers to the staff members themselves. And while I started this mission so that I could help change lives and help kids, and that is still a strong part of my overall mission of why I do what I do, I literally do this camp because it means so much to the people that are involved, and I won't let them down. And so I continue to do the camp when it's not necessarily convenient or easy for me to do in my life, because we are an amazing team and I do it for them. The same way they would do whatever I needed for me, I do it for them. Everyone needs a helping hand, and everyone needs an opportunity to figure out who they are and why they tick the way they do. And so often we in society, we just kind of expect people to figure things out. And while a lot of those things, yeah, you can figure out on your own in life, sometimes it's nice to be put into scenarios where you're encouraged to be yourself, because very often we are told who and how and what we should be doing, and RYLA throws that all by the wayside. I know my high school experience, I felt like I had to be something that I wasn't. I was a guy that loved the game of baseball, and because of my size, I was told I had to be a football player, and things were predetermined for me that I didn't really find should have been, and I needed to find my voice, and I eventually found it. But it took a little bit longer than maybe I would have liked. And so RYLA is one of those things that helps you learn how to figure out who you are and how to find your voice and how to treat people nicely. And so I'm happy to be able to provide those opportunities to other teenagers who are looking for those little nuggets. All we want to do is affect one life. If we have 300 plus kids there, if we can make a difference in one, it is well worth the time, expense, the energy, everything. And the great thing about what we do is I know that we affect hundreds, and over 16 years we've affected thousands, and that's the amazing thing. That's what gives me the motivation to continue to do great things.
From day one, you show up and didn't even want to throw a Frisbee around with each other, and I got some people that come over and like, let's throw it around, yay, we just got off a bus, to being the community that you were just hours later, really, let alone 3 days. You guys have the power to do that in your home communities too. You've learned what's possible from Mike and his whole staff and everything that happened this week. You've learned it's possible. And so that's the message. So I just encourage you all, the charge is, in your own way, by bringing others in, and by just keeping these lessons with you, and as you continue to learn, because it doesn't end here, it's starting here. The way that real time, you know what the time capsule is? The time capsule is you guys. Time capsule is me. Time capsule is everyone in this room. And we're being the time capsule by passing those messages forward to other people. So please, please, I'm getting emotional right now just thinking about it, for real, because it means so much to me. Go out there and take what this program does, that we love, and that I hope you guys have loved too, and go out there and change the world.
We need to close the session. Will you help me with like a closing song? I'll tell you in a second. Will you help me? No, you don't know it. Just don't worry about it. Just shut up and say yes. Okay. No, this is cool. It's like bring your daughter to work day. This is a repeat after me song. This time we share. This time we share. Will always be. Will always be. As life goes on. As life goes on. A part of me. A part of me. For you are you. For you are you. And we are we. And we are we. Together now. Together now. So shall it be. So shall it be. Please take my hand. Please take my hand. And sing with me. And sing with me. As life goes on. As life goes on. A part of me. A part of me. For you are you. For you are you. And we are we. And we are we. Together now. Together now. So shall it be. So shall it be. So shall it be.
I came in here with a really open mind, and I don't know, it was just incredible. It was absolutely amazing. I met so many great people. I had so many like really cool and interesting activities. I had been to like not like leadership camps, but leadership like activities before, and the activities that we did here, like our group activities, were nothing like what I had experienced before.
RYLA's different because each year at RYLA is a new theme, and when you come back as an alumni, it's new because it's a new theme, there's new activities, so it's always changing while having this certain deep theme that is always the same. You get your mind blown and you don't expect it.
Cheesy leadership camp, and I was actually able to like involve myself in different like team bonding activities and grow so close to my group. It's so insane. Like the relationships that you're able to establish and how honest you're able to be with not only yourself but other people is like so important.
RYLA, the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. I've been told it's a noun, an adjective, and a verb. And for District 5330, they say it's a way of life. A way of life that these participants have now experienced, an experience they can now use to go and make a positive difference in the lives of others around them too. In Crestline, California, I'm David Edelstein.